Hello, everyone. I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedules to join us today. My name is Scott Bruce. I'm with EMX Industries. In this webinar, we are going to focus on one of our newest sensors that we've released for sale. It's been in the market now, field testing for a little bit over a year, and then it's been fully released for sale. I think we're going on our third week now of having it on the shelves. And the sensor that I'm talking about is called the MRD-1P. And what that is, it's a radar-based presence sensor designed to detect pedestrians as well as vehicles in parking barrier arm applications. It can be used in other applications, but its development came out of parking and barrier arm applications specifically. Our markets that we focus on are access control, car wash, industrial, doors, high speed, as well as roll-ups, cold storage, security, and automatic vehicle identification. Everything from RFID credentials to readers to tags, lumps all into access control. Our core focus is we develop sensors to keep vehicles, people, and the things they care about safe. We are located in Cleveland, Ohio. Majority of our products are manufactured right at our facility in Cleveland, Ohio. We're a full electronics shop. And really the other thing that we focus on is designing these sensors and solutions with the installer in mind. We have three things that we pride ourselves on. It's being flexible, our sensors being flexible, and being universal, whether that's a photo eye, having one photo eye on a truck that can work with any gate operator on the market, flexible to do business with. We also pride ourselves easy to do business with, whether that's returning a unit maybe that didn't work out in the application, or there was some issue with it in the field, quality or otherwise. We try to make it extremely easy to swap out return products as well as easy to do business with. Our products are also customizable. Because we are the manufacturer and the designer of these solutions, we can customize them for the right application and the right ideal customer. It could be something simple as putting a private label on it or branding, to ground up development, or modifying an existing sensor to make it a proprietary solution for an ideal customer. So back to the MRD-1P, the presence sensor designed for barrier arms. Talk a little bit about why this came to be. Barrier arm manufacturers approached us a little bit while back, and we started talking about some of the challenges that they're seeing in the field. And one of the biggest challenges that we see today is people are busier and busier than ever. There's also more people in the world than ever, and we're also on our cell phones more than ever, and we're distracted. So one of the issues that the barrier arm manufacturers face today is increased litigation from barrier arms in parking garages and other facilities coming down and striking a pedestrian. And that's really where this sensor came about, was the reason for that. It could be something as simple as a barrier arm coming down on a convertible, or a pedestrian walking through a parking garage after a football game lets out a Pittsburgh Steelers game or a Cleveland Browns game, for instance. To give you a little bit of example of what I'm talking about is if you get on YouTube and you Google barrier arm hits pedestrian or something along those lines, there's no shortage of videos out there. What we did is just take a few snapshots and put it in like a comic strip form of these videos. Now, luckily, no one was permanently injured. Everybody was fine in these videos. But just to give you an idea, what you see here is you see a distracted pedestrian. There was a ball that rolled out into the street. He went to go get that ball, and the barrier arm came down and struck him and knocked him over. So that's one example. Another example is in this one, a woman was having a conversation with the person in the car. It looked like they probably met at this facility. She had that conversation. The car it looked to me, it could have been that they had a RFID tag on their car or whatever to be allowed in that gate. The car went through the gate. The woman proceeded to follow that car through the gate, and the barrier arm came down and struck her. So just a couple of examples of everyday areas where you see a pedestrian being struck by a barrier arm. Now, I know pedestrians aren't supposed to go through gates, but we know everybody does. So That's the reason this sensor was developed, based on the feedback of barrier arm manufacturers coming to us and asking us to help them solve a problem they have. So typically today, most, if not all, barrier arms are monitored by an induction loop. So you have your loop, you have a cut in the ground, and then you have that wired up to the vehicle detector, and then from there to the barrier arm. And loops are great. They're still one of the most reliable ways to detect a vehicle. It's definitely the number one way to detect a vehicle still. There's more loops in the field than any other sensing device out there. But the drawback with loops on a barrier arm is it's only capable of detecting vehicles or metal objects. It's not able to detect pedestrians. Now, what some people do in addition to the loop is you can install a photo eye. That would allow you to detect a pedestrian. However, there are drawbacks and limitations to photo eyes specifically on barrier arms as well. The number one obvious one is whether you're using a through beam photo eye where you have a transmitter on one side and a receiver on the other, you have to run power to the other side of the barrier arm. Or if you use a retroreflective photo eye, you still have to mount a reflector on the other side of that barrier arm. So you still have to mount something on the other side, whether it's a reflector or a transmitter. So a lot of times that's you got to install another post. It's another thing to crowd that somebody can run into or a vehicle can run into. And then depending on the application, a lot of times in barrier arm parking garages or like big parking lots, like football games and things like that, you just don't have the ability to mount a reflector for a photo eye on the other side. So what we did is we came out with the MRD-1P. It is a radar sensor for detecting pedestrians and vehicles. If you see here on the picture on the right, it's designed to be mounted underneath the barrier arm. A couple of things that make it very nice is it's full presence, right? So if you wanted to get rid of a loop, you could do that. Now it is designed to detect pedestrians and vehicles. It has the adjustability of 1 feet to 30 feet. So you can fine tune that sensor in depending on the length of the barrier arm. It does work in all weather conditions. So something that's nice about radar as opposed to your traditional photo eyes is it's immune to mist, snow, sleet, ice, any of those weather environments that would throw maybe an optoelectric photo eye off. The radar goes right through that. It's very nice. One of the other things that radar can do is certain PVCs and plastics, if you wanted your own custom enclosure or housing, or if you wanted to mount this inside the barrier arm with some type of plastic enclosure or housing, it can go through that as well. And then the biggest thing is you don't need anything on the other side. So think of it as a single-sided photo eye, a little bit different technology, but a single-sided photo eye. You don't need a reflector. You don't need a transmitter on the other side. It's just one sensor, and then that range can be dialed in. So it's a single-sided sensor that uses radar for detection. It functions very similar to our IRB RET2, but no reflector needed. And it has programmable distance. It ignores everything beyond that distance, and it's not affected by weather. This gives you an idea of what it looks like for anybody that is familiar with our RET2 photo eye, our most popular photo eye. It's going to look very similar. It's in the same housing. And we've had a lot of success with our ball and socket gimbal mount bracket for the RET2. So we put that same mounting bracket on the MRD-1P. So fully adjustable swinging bracket can be mounted on a round surface as well as a flat surface. So this is primarily for barrier arms. It's a non-monitored application. So it is not monitored similar to a photo eye. It has the same mounting bracket as the RET2. You're going to see one of the biggest questions we get is, how do you set it up? Do you need an app to set it up? Do you need to walk test it? You need to do all these different things to set it up. And the answer is no. The products that we design, we try to keep them as easy as possible with the installers in mind. So because of that, down here on the bottom right-hand side, you'll see a display screen. We have a 3-digit display screen, and we have 2 push buttons on that display screen. And those push buttons are there to set the distance. And it's set in increments of 6 inches. So really, you're going to dial it up or dial it down. Very simple, no app needed. There's no big series of menu screens and things that you have to go through. It's very simple. 2 push buttons, dial it up, dial it down. For instance, if you wanted it 10 feet, you're just going to press the incremental up button until it gets to 10 feet. You will walk out to that 10-foot, step inside that beam, realize that it's detecting presence. And then if you step back to, say, 11 feet, it'll drop out and not detect anything on the other side of that. In addition, our terminal blocks are detachable to make it a little bit easier so you can get in there and wire it up. And the other cool feature that we have that's built on is we have 2 pulses. We can set this sensor up to pulse on entry and pulse on exit. Last but not least is the detection zone. And I'll get to that here in a little bit, but our detection zone, you're going to see it starts at 1 foot. It goes all the way out to 30 foot. Think of this as like a cone. So the further out you get away from the barrier arm, the wider the detection zone is. It's not a precise photo I-beam, for instance. So at about a standard width, say at 12 feet, you're going to have a 2-foot detection zone, meaning like a foot to the right or to the left of the barrier arm, the bar there, depending on where that sensor is mounted underneath. And it does have the ability, like I said, to be on a swivel ball joint, ball and socket mount, so you can manipulate that zone how you see fit. Here is an example of the detection area for the MRD-1P. So it gives you an idea. You're going to see that detection area does go into the barrier arm. It ignores that barrier arm. That's not an issue. It knows it's there, and it ignores it. So for instance, let's say this was like a 10-foot barrier arm. You would have about 2 feet coming off of each side of that sensor at the furthest distance. So you can see that it goes out as a cone shaped. So in summary, there's now a solution for keeping barrier arms from coming down on pedestrians. It's called the MRD-1P. It's a radar presence sensor. It can mount directly in a parking barrier arm, can mount inside the operator or outside the operator. It has a detection range from 1 to 30 feet. It does not require a reflector or transmitter on the other side. And it can be programmed and adjusted with 2 push buttons, and then can be set up for a loop to function as a loop if you'd like as well, with pulse on entry and pulse on exit. So hopefully you guys got what was promised, something very short and sweet, a very simple sensor that's out on the market today for these applications. There are other applications that we have customers use it in. Sometimes it's free exit, others are driveway alert systems and kits, but its main design was for barrier arms. Before I open it up to questions and answers and leave you guys today, I just wanted to mention the different markets that we do serve and products. If this is your first time joining us, we also design and manufacture safety devices. That's everything from photo eyes to drive-through detection kits to wireless edge sensing kits, vehicle detection, everything from RFID to loops and loop detectors. We make those as well. And then access control, key cards, card readers, things like that. And then the markets we serve, automatic gates and overhead doors are our main markets, but we also have a big presence in drive-through, car wash, and parking. So now what I'm going to do is open it up to Q&A and see what questions you guys have for me on the MRD-1P. So can you clarify if the MRD-1P were to be mounted inside the cabinet of a barrier gate operator house? Yes, it could be. You would need to have some sort of a window there or see-through area cut into the barrier arm or the cabinet. But as long as you have some type of clear plastic, even if it's tinted slightly, you could mount the sensor inside the cabinet. It says it looks mostly addressed to free exit sensor than safety. Is that correct? No, this is a full presence sensor. So it will see a pedestrian underneath the barrier arm. And depending on how you want it set up, it would stop or reverse in those applications. So it's going to see pedestrians and vehicles and safety that barrier arm. Can you overlap sensors? Will they interfere with each other? I'm guessing you're referring to if you had a 60-foot span that you wanted to cover, could you shoot the sensors or aim the sensors directly at each other and turn them out to 30 feet? I'm gonna take a guess on that. That's what you're asking about. That's a good question. I'm fairly certain that you can. That's something I would run by my engineering department to make sure 100% before we would ever commit to it or give you an exact answer, but making a note right now to talk to our engineering team after this to make sure that is the case. I don't want to speak incorrectly. A question we got is, can it be used for counting cars? Passage counter connected to differential counter. Yes, I mean, it's similar. We have people that use our free exit probes like that today. We have people that use our vehicle detectors like that today with the second relay or channel. So depending on how you set it up, you could use it as your base sensor to count cars. We don't have a car counting system that we would sell along with it, so you would have to tie that into your overall system. Compared to current market players and radar sensors, what differentiates your product from them? So this isn't our only radar sensor. We do have overhead radar sensors to detect fork trucks, vehicles, people, for high-speed roll-up doors, cold storage facilities, things like that. This is a little bit different technology radar, where this is true presence, not looking at motion. And what we do is that differentiates us from the rest of the market is not only the sensor, our products, how robust they are, and the minimum return rate less than 0.01% for products in the field, but then also it's very simple. We don't require an app. It's 2 push buttons, and it's a single presence plane. We're not working on 2-dimensional here for this sensor, so it's a low-cost alternative solution to the other people that are selling radar sensors in the field today. All right, I'm going to put my contact information up here. Like I said, my name is Scott Bruce. Here's my email address. I'm going to leave this up for a few more minutes, but if you have any questions or you wanted to get into a deeper dive of this product, or you have an application where, you know, it's a little bit different than what we're talking about, but you want to see if it might work, reach out to me and let's have a conversation.